Alright, everyone. So this is going to be another video on character creation. This time we're going to be going more into actual effects and such. So you remember how to load the modules. We're going to be doing that one more time. So we go to modules, and then you just load and unload whatever you're going to be using to create your character. Usually it's going to be the player's handbook and stuff like that, right? So next step is going to be go to PC. You're going to want to create a new one. I have made one specifically, but to make one, you're going to hit the plus sign, and it'll make a new sheet for you. So usually when you do click that, it pops up on the top left, and you just click that, and it'll show up, like in the first video shown. So first things first, you're going to want to fill in all your stats. Right, so and once we're done with that, we're going to go to the player's handbook, and we're going to make this guy a barbarian because that is his name. Right. Now, this is going to be the most important piece. You want to make sure that you have those stats in there, because as soon as you drag and drop your race, it'll auto-update your racials, and it'll give you all this other stuff over here. Right, and that just puts that pretty much every ability for your race and your class into the abilities tab here. So we'll continue onward. We're going to go to our background. Say folk hero, that works. And what we're going to level up your character, all you're doing is drag and drop right onto it, and it'll give you average HP, which we use in Sleeper Island. Now the next bit is going to be getting your inventory. So you're going to open your class list back up and scroll all the way down, and this here gives you the amount of rages you have per level. You're going to go all the way down, and you're going to go to your equipment. So as a barbarian, you get a great axe, handsome hand axes, and an explorer pack. So you're going to go to adventure. Anything that is a pack, a dungeoning, and stuff like that, you'll find that all in here. So explorer's pack, and you'll drag and drop that there. Alright, we've got that all set up for now. So our next step is going to be to make sure that we have all of these set up. In a couple of videos I mentioned templates that Casey has made, and those can be found in our Fantasy Grounds Help Discord channel. So you're going to check the pinned messages, and from there you'll download the XML and you'll import it following the guide in the cookbook. So you'll bring up that template, and it'll give you the effects. So at this point, all you're going to be doing is just dragging and dropping. A lot of these effects can be found online, so if there's anything that you don't see that we've coded for you, you just go to the Fantasy Grounds forums or go on Google and type in 5e effects Fantasy Grounds, and it'll bring up a lot of them for you, right? But pretty much that's what it looks like there. And we'll drag Rage over to our stuff as well. Now we're going to create a new category. You're going to click here, which is going to be the pencil, or you click the star. What this does is it just lets you add an extra category to do other things like regular actions, items, things like of that nature, right? So we're going to go regular actions, and click here, and that'll auto sort it. Now it's important that you click here, because if you don't, it won't let you edit anything. So we'll click that, we'll go down to regular actions, and we'll start dragging and dropping. Alright, so that's taken care of. Now we still need to set up items, and we need to edit the actual title here. So suppose that's already made and you need to edit the title. Just delete that. You're going to go to items, or in this case it's going to be barbarian features. And then the group type is pretty much if it's a spell or ability. So you're going to kick ability, and it'll do the rest of that for you. Okay. So we do need to affect how adjust how many times you can use it a day. So you're going to hit preparation, and then you're going to adjust however it needs to be adjusted. So suppose that, like action surge with fighters and stuff, you regain it on a short rest. You would set it to rest. If it's a thing that you get to use once a day, you hit it on once or on daily. Okay, so once we have that set up, we're going to create one more power. We're going to name this one items. And now we're going to start dragging stuff over. Now the items that you do want to have to set up is like Goodberry and potions of healing. You can also add torches if you want to add a ticker just to keep track of what you have. But mostly it's just stuff like that, right? And that's pretty much how you set up a barbarian. Now there is other things that we can go into, which is going to be like spells. So we'll say spells, right? I'll give you an example of one. The barbarian, the bard, which has its vicious mockery and everything. It's a great spell, but the problem with vicious mockery is that it's not coded correctly, right? So you have the save here, which is wisdom. It's going to be the type here. So you always whenever doing a save, you want to make sure that it's 8 plus the ability, and it's going to be your spellcasting ability. So in the bard, their case, there's going to be charisma, right? And you have to make sure that you adjust that so it makes a proper DC. Now, as you see here, it has a psychic damage, but it doesn't have the disadvantage on an attack. So what you're going to do is you're going to right click and go to add action. You're going to add an effect. You're going to click the little magnifying glass here. So Vicious Mocker is pretty easy. All it is just this attack. And that's going to be 1 round. You're going to set it to targets because it's somebody that you're targeting. You could actually set that. Yes. Minute. And you want it to expend on their next roll. Right? We'll say action. So pretty much what that does is what you're setting up here is that whenever they attack you, they're going to attack at disadvantage if they fail that save. So let's drop that save on something. You're going to drag and drop that save on, for example, the imp, right? And we'll keep going until he fails. Alright, he failed. So what you would do at this point is you're going to drag and drop the damage on him. And then you will set that effect up on him. So pretty much what that has done now, giving him that disadvantage on attack, is that whenever he attacks, for example here, he's going to be attacking at disadvantage. So, I'll give you an example of what that looks like. Is here. You see, he rolled at disadvantage now. Pretty much that wraps everything up for this video. I'll go more into detail with effects and stuff like that in other videos. If you have any other questions, just ask them in our channels. You know, new player questions and Fantasy Grounds helps. Thank you guys for watching.